Cordoba, Spain. Cordoba is a historically rich city in Andalusia. Established as the Roman capital of Hispanic Baltica, it later reached its peak in the 10th century as the dazzling Islamic capital of the Umayyad Caliphate. Today, its legacy lives on through its iconic Mosque-Cathedral and Roman ruins. If you ever come to Cordoba, the one place you have to visit is the Mosque-Cathedral. Founded as a Cordoba in 206 BC, it became one of the largest and most important Roman cities in the Hispania, serving as the hub for trade and the birthplace of philosopher Seneca. Following the collapse of the Roman Empire, it fell under Visigothic rule. After the Muslim conquest, Cordoba became the capital of Al-Andalus. In 756 AD, Al-Rahman I established an independent emirate and later caliphate. By the 10th century, the city was the largest, most advanced, and most culturally rich metropolis in whole Europe, famous for its libraries, religious tolerance, and architectural wonders. King Ferdinand III captured Cordoba in 1236, integrating the city into the Kingdom of Castile. The Catholic monarchs converted the magnificent Great Mosque into a cathedral, creating a unique hybrid of Islamic and Gothic architecture. Most typical entryway of the Mosquita. It's a double horseshoe. See, there's an inner one, and then there's the outer one. With red and white bricks. In contrast, this entryway is a little bit different. There's no red and white combination, horseshoe shape. Okay? And there is a painting of some sort over there. Inside the courtyard of Mosquita and Cathedral. That's the bell tower. Bell tower was originally built by Abdul al-Rahman III as a minaret in 958 AD. The minaret was converted to a bell tower after the Reconquista and was later significantly remodeled in the 16th century. The Mosquita Cathedral of Cordoba is the cathedral of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Cordoba in the Spanish region of Andalusia. Officially called the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Assumption, is dedicated to the Assumption of Mary. Due to its status as a former mosque, it's also known as the Great Mosquita of Cordoba. Below the bell tower is another entryway. We're inside the Mosquita Cathedral of Cordoba. This is so unique or typical of this kind of a mosque with
cathedral built on top of it. Used to be a mosque. Islamic style.
According to traditional accounts, a Visigothic basilica of Vincent of Saragossa originally stood on the site of the current Mosque-Cathedral, although this has been a matter of scholarly debate. The mosquito was constructed in 785 on the orders of Abdul al-Rahman I, founder of the Islamic Emirate of Cordoba. It was expanded multiple times afterwards under his successors up to the late 10th century. The mosque was converted to a cathedral in 1236 when Cordoba was captured by the Christian forces of Castile during the Reconquista. The structure itself underwent only minor modifications until a major building project in the 16th century inserted a new Renaissance cathedral nave and transept into the center of the building. Starting in the 19th century, modern restorations have in turn led to the recovery and study of some of the building's Islamic era elements. Today, the building continues to serve as the city's cathedral, and Mass is celebrated here daily.
This is the part where the mosquita was extended into a cathedral. Christian cathedral. The red and white horseshoe entryways is right beside this throne, Christian throne. On both sides. You can see the Muslim architectural styles. It's the organ part. Pictures of Saint Mary flanked by the Islamic style double archways. This is so interesting. Jesus Christ. Flanked by the red and white double archways. It's a symbol of coexistence of different faiths. Christian symbols and Catholic symbols, or Christian and Muslim symbols, are all mixed together.
This kind of mosque structure is an important monument in the history of Islamic architecture and was highly influential on the subsequent Moorish architecture of the Western Mediterranean regions of the Muslim world. Tronfo de Saint Raphael. This impressive towering column monument is dedicated to the Archangel Raphael, the city's patron and protector. and this monument gives the name to the square where it stands, the Plaza of Triumph. Puerta del Puente, also known as the Bridge Gate. This stunning Renaissance gate stands on the side of former Roman gates and between the Roman bridge and the Plaza of Triumph. Besides the cathedral, there are a number of other things that you can see in Cordoba, such as the Roman bridge, the Alcazar, the Roman bath, and flowering patio.
No, pero es que además acompañante que puede estar, pero es que, bueno, hay una costumbre que quisieron acompañar con una bebida, pero bueno, hay gente que los lleva.
Oh, right. Look at the moldings over there.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Fascinating moldings.
No tenías naturalidad,
And this is the other side of Mezquita, with balconies.
no busquemos más la comodidad que está favorecida.
The Roman Bridge. The bridge was built in the 1st century BC and straddles the 400 miles long Guadalquivir River. The bridge is about 247 meters long and 9 meters wide. It has 16 arches supported by the irregular semi-cylindrical buttresses. At the southern end is a fortified tower built in the 12th century by the then resident caliphate to protect the bridge, and at the northern end is the Puerta del Puente, or the Gate of Bridge, built over 300 years later in the 1570s. The original bridge was probably wooden before it got replaced, and it has undergone a number of reconstructions over the centuries. In the 17th century, a sculpture of St. Raphael was added that we saw earlier. If you've seen the famous TV series Game of Thrones, you might realize that the Roman bridge doubled as the Long Bridge Volantis, spanning the mouth of Rhone River. Pretty cool, right? Today, while only the 14th and 15th arches from the northern end are original, the Roman bridge continues to form an immiscible part of Cordoba's ancient center, particularly at dusk, when the sun lingers on the golden red stone and highlights the arches.
Guitar player on top of the Roman bridge. Alcazar of Cordoba. It's under construction. But you can see. The corner tower, the wall, and the other corner tower. Roman bath.
These are the most significant historical baths in Cordoba, located next to the Cordoba Alcazar. Though called Roman bath, they were actually built in the 10th century by Caliph Al-Hakam II for the Islamic royal court, and they were heavily inspired by the classical hot, warm, and cold layout of Roman baths.
Daniel's Day, Alcazar's Caliph. The wall around the Roman bath. It's a restaurant now. Look at this. Spikes on the wall. Remains of the Roman temple.
The Roman temple, whose remains can be seen here, is one of the main buildings of the imperial cult that existed in the Roman Cordoba. It was built in the middle of the 1st century AD. At the time, Cordoba was one of the most prosperous provinces of the Roman Empire. The temple consisted of a wide marble hexastyle building that was designed according to the model of the Temple of Apollo Palatinus in Rome, and was only part of a much larger urban architectural complex of the capital.
Obviously, there's some reconstruction around the Roman temple lately. Plaza de la Cordoba in Cordoba.
Thirsty or hungry after all this sightseeing. If that's the case, you've come to the right place.
It's another small square in Cordoba. Very neat. There are many of them if you just walk along the town. An interesting background.
After all these hustles and bustles, We're going to see the peaceful and the green side of Cordoba in our next episode. We'll be visiting the Medina Palace and the Flower Patio. Hope to see you there. Bye for now.